Welcome back to another video. I have 14 used bin finds for my collection, possibly for my bag, we'll see. If you've been watching a lot of these treasure hunting used bin finds, let me know what you like about these, what you think would make these videos better. Definitely open to that, but even last week at the B tier, even though I had the worst putting performance of my life, still had a couple of you guys come up, say hello, say you've been watching the videos. That was actually pretty cool. So appreciate you guys, and we'll get into this one. I'm gonna go MVP, Discraft, Discmania, and Innova on this one. Those are the four manufacturers that I ended up finding. That's cool robot stamped patent pending Tantrum, which this one was so crazy to me because if you've thrown a lot of MVP, you know that a lot of the stuff doesn't have a lot of dome. This one has about as much dome as I've ever seen on a disc. It actually feels more like a time lapse than it does a Tantrum. So that was kind of cool. Patent pending little robot Tantrum. Then I've got this DFX stamped Eclipse Crave. Now this disc, I've thrown a lot of Craves, but I haven't done too much with the Eclipse Craves. They're a little bit flatter. They're supposed to be a little bit more stable. So it's got a cool double ram. It's actually like a double stamped double ram DFX stamp, which again is pretty unique and cool. And if I don't like throwing it, still a cool DFX stamp. So those were the two that I got from Replay Sports in McKinney this week. And then I saw this one was just a cool looking Undertaker. And then I quickly saw that it was a first run Undertaker. And it's got like that nice pearly, stiff, grippy Z plastic that a lot of us like from Discraft. So I picked that one up. Thought that was a pretty interesting find from Discraft. Then I went a little bit more into the Discraft realm this time around. When I was playing with Adam Hammis with all of his pink forces, and I mean, when you look at the end of the bag videos, I don't know why a lot of the guys are looking for the older runs of the forces that maybe this is one of those. I've been messing around with this on the course this week, throwing it from forehands with it, and actually feels pretty good. And then ended up finding 3 different mids. So this is an old fingerprinty Wasp. It's got like no tooling on the inside, where you can, where you're used to seeing that. It is like, again, as fingerprinty of a plastic as you can get. So interesting. I haven't really thrown too much of the Wasp, so I figured I'd pick up the Wasp. I've got a Buzz OS. Now I don't like a lot of Buzz OSs. I prefer like the Pyro, but this one did feel pretty good. I have not just thrown a lot of the Z plastic. Sometimes whenever you're looking for better plastic, the older plastic feels better. Once you start like kind of getting an idea of what type of plastic you like, you'll start picking up discs and you'll be like, oh, this feels good. And if it feels good in your hand, that's actually something that matters a ton, because if you have confidence when you're stepping up for a shot, yeah, it actually does play a big factor. So I picked up the Buzz OS and then a Buzz as well. So again, older run of the Buzz in the Z plastic, and just feels really, really good. It's got like the perfect stiffness, gumminess that I like, which is like usually more on the stiffer side. So I know it's going to be able to handle the torque, and excited to throw this Buzz. Then lastly, we had a Raptor, just an ESP Raptor, but it's got a cool double stamp design. It's one of the Ledgestone 23 runs that is just absolutely board flat and super stiff, which again, I love with like a forehand disc. But it's got a cool blue rock shatter stamp with a holographic stamp on it for a nice color combo, and we're going to throw a die on this. So that was our Discraft. Now I'm going into Discmania. I found two chewed up P3s, matching pair of Innova made P3s, which I've never really seen or thrown. I've got like P3Xs, I think, but as I'm still trying to find every Innova mold that they produce for Discmania, got a matching pair. I thought that was cool. I'm not going to do anything with it, but if I do another Discmania only video, which I probably should, I'll throw those and I'll put those. Then I got a P-line DD Hysteria, which I already had one in the S-line plastic, but this one is in P-line. Actually feels stupidly good. Little like subtle pop top on it. I feel like it would just be like a nice buttery smooth disc. Somebody's gonna like this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna throw this since it hasn't been thrown. And then I get into probably my favorite find, which is this C-line Innova made FD. Now I found an incredible like lime green S-Line FD in that $500 mystery box I bought earlier this year. And it went into the bag, actually helped me win my first B tier of the year. But this is going to be the replacement, because this is a much, much better plastic for me. I like C-line plastic, so I'm going to be dyeing this one. just an old embossed S line or C line FD. Was actually sitting there for a couple days. Surprised nobody found it. It was kind of tucked back in there. And then 2 Innova discs. This one just caught my eye because it was so cool, swirly looking. It's a T-Bird 3. And again, as I'm always on the lookout for a good fairway driver, I'm like, we'll give this a throw and see how it flies. And then lastly, ended up just finding a 12-time KC Pro Rock that was new. It's a pinned one, so you know what? I was like, cool, I'm gonna look out for like the 11, the 10, the 9 times, see if they come through. And the use section for those like DX plastic discs is sometimes people just overlook those. They don't really go in and take a peek. So that's what we ended up getting. I think my favorite one probably is that C-Line FD that is going to be dyed and go into my bag. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch you in the next used bin treasure hunt find.